In the 1960s, something happened to the institution of marriage in the United States. Beginning about the mid-60s, the divorce level, the level of divorces among couples in our country began to rise to around 50%. And in the decades following it, it has remained at that level. Usually, sometimes in some years it's above 50%, sometimes a little bit lower, maybe in the high 40 percentile. In any event, when that happened in the 60s, the Catholic Church in America responded, and I think it responded very well. It asked young engaged couples to go into a period of preparation in order to be able to live out the unconditional love, the unconditional consent that they were about to make to each other in their vows. And boy, has that worked. There have been independent studies not affiliated with any religion, but there have been independent studies on how couples have responded to the preparation. And what these studies have found is that couples who really engage in the 6 months preparation for marriage are happier, they understand one another better, and their marriages last. It works. We use, in the Catholic Church and here at the Cathedral, we use 3 primary tools. The first one is called a prenuptial investigation, and that simply verifies that the couple is able to marry in the church. For example, one of the questions is, have you ever been married before? And they have to answer that question under oath. The other question, just like to share with you, there are many, but one of them is, do you intend to enter into a lifelong union? And they have to respond under oath. That's the first part of it. But the second part is really very interesting, and it's something that the couples really love. It is an inventory of how they are communicating. It has an acronym. It's called FOCUS, and it means facilitating open couple communication skills. And it is, once again, it's an inventory of how well the couple is communicating with each other before marriage. And it deals with various aspects. It deals with finances, for example, child rearing, lifestyle expectations, communication skills, and on and on. And it ranges from 165 situations to which they have to respond, all the way to perhaps 200, depending upon the circumstances. In this tool, Focus, I always use the first situation as an example for the couple. And here is the situation that they have to respond to. There are certain behaviors of my future spouse which sometimes annoy me. And the spouse has to either agree, disagree, or they don't know. There are certain behaviors of my future spouse which sometimes annoy me. It always draws a smile from the couple. And the correct answer, believe it or not, is yes. I agree. And of course there are. Who doesn't have a spouse or a friend or a coworker or a neighbor or relative who sometimes doesn't annoy us? And that is the hallmark of love. And that's the kind of love that Jesus is talking about this morning. That kind of love easily overlooks the little annoyances which sometimes bother us. If we truly love them, over time, those little annoyances will eventually endear us to one another.